up, guys? Happy Wednesday! Thank you so much for joining me today on the Attachment Confessions. For those of you that are new to the Confessions Club, my name is Chelsea, and I am super excited that you decided to hang out with me today. From the very moment that I discovered attachment science, everything, literally everything, about every relationship I had ever been in finally made sense. And now I'm learning what it takes to earn my attachment security and have healthy, secure relationships from this point on. Here on the Attachment Confessions, we'll be diving into all things attachment science while you tag along on my attachment healing journey. My hope is that by bringing attachment science to those of you who have never heard it before, and by sharing my own story, you'll also be inspired to set out on your own attachment healing journey. On last week's episode, we dove into a topic that I get asked about so frequently ever since I started the Attachment Confessions: breakups. Thanks to the seemingly unlimited supply of reality dating shows, everyone loves a good breakup story. But along with our questionably unhealthy obsession for relishing in other people's drama, the allure truly lies in the simple fact that breakups are a painfully inevitable part of life, and how we all get through them can sometimes be nothing short of a miracle. As science would have it, our attachment styles predict how each of us typically handle breaking up with our former significant others. Episode 6 lays the foundation of what we'll be chatting about today: the quote unquote rules for breaking up. So, if you haven't pressed play on episode 6 yet, do that first and then join us back here. Guys, as stressed in episode 6, breakups are so painful and intense. They can rock us to our actual core. When we've built a deep connection with someone, they often become the center of our worlds, not to mention what we picture and build our futures on. Losing that connection is like losing a major part of ourselves and oftentimes even our own identity. This then has the power to lead us to a very lonely, uncertain spot. Our emotions are at an all-time high, and because of our insanely heightened emotions, we can sometimes act in ways that we'd rather not admit to. Because there are so many layers to breakups, I figured I'd keep this Splitsville series going so that we can better understand the emotional complexities of coming to the end of a relationship era and deal with the loss in the best possible manner. For my anxious, preoccupied attached friends, you might go total stalker mode on your ex, obsessing over everything they post on social media, hitting your max text allowance on your data plan, or frantically calling them at any and all times, night and day. The anxiety you feel is quite literally unbearable. My heart breaks for you. For my dismissive avoidant friends, you'll more than likely disappear off the face of the planet from your ex, filled with the strongest hit of relief now that the pressure of being loved by someone is finally over and done with. I get it. Freedom is a feeling that many of us Americans take for granted. Unfortunately, that newfound, liberating feeling probably won't last forever. You'll eventually realize the love you had for them and will more than likely try to make your return into their life at some point. For my fellow fearful avoidants, we are confused AF. Our emotional combo of relief 1 minute, regret the next, can leave us feeling like modern day Jekyll and Hydes. Riding the high highs and low lows of the breakup wave is something even Johnny Tsunami wouldn't want to be part of. Ugh, guys, I get you like no other, because I've been one of you for 37 years. And for my securely attached friends, y'all are the real MVPs of the breakup game. Props to you and your emotional intelligence. Those of us on the insecure attachment sidelines are either stripping you of your LeBron James worthy title of being the GOAT of handling your breakup in a healthy, mature manner simply because we aren't you and we wish we could be, or we're cheering you on like the breakup champions that you are because we're on your tail, chasing the same title, just waiting for our own chance to run our securely attached victory lap. Regardless, you're doing your best of tuning into your true feelings while also exiting the relationship with class and dignity. Please accept this Attachment Heisman Trophy on behalf of all of us that strive to handle breakups like you guys. As stated in episode 1 of the Attachment Confessions, securely attached individuals unfortunately do not make up the bulk of the population. So, how then can the rest of us insecurely attached peeps set ourselves up for success post breakup? There are a number of helpful practices that we can put into place in order to soothe our nervous system during our breakup season, like surrounding ourselves with our support system, going to therapy, taking care of our bodies and minds by eating right, exercising, and getting plenty of rest, diving deeper into our faith, getting our ruminating thoughts out of our minds by putting them down on paper, aka journaling, practicing mindfulness, meditation, and gratitude, gaining perspective by volunteering for a local nonprofit, picking up a new hobby or getting back into a hobby that fell by the wayside, getting out in nature and exploring the beautiful world around you. All of these things I've mentioned can really be summed up into one task. Take this time to focus on you, not the fast track to finding the next new shiny object, aka person, to attach yourself to. But what's the one thing you can do to accomplish this? The no contact rule. Now, this rule is especially foreign sounding and extremely difficult to implement for my anxiously leaning friends. But I'm here to break down what exactly the no contact rule is and why it is so incredibly effective for healing from a breakup. Boundaries. So hard for us to actually set, yet so easy to cross. But setting boundaries is not only a crucial element in creating healthy, mutually respectful relationships, it's also a game changing factor in how we heal from the pain of a breakup. Some breakups are harder than others, and some breakups are harder on one person than they are on the other. But let's be honest, nobody comes out of a breakup unscathed. Setting and keeping clear boundaries is what can and will determine how healthy and quickly we can come out on the other side. And the no contact rule is one of those boundaries that many attachment experts swear by. With nearly everybody being so accessible these days, thanks to social media, it can seem impossible to get over an ex. Just when you think you're doing great, moving on, have gone a solid 3 hours without thinking about them, you do your daily social scroll, and bam, there's your ex, seemingly living their best life. It's enough to make you want to throw your brand new iPhone 17 Max into the ocean. Next, you're walking to your boss's office to hand him the weekly forecast reports, and Martha from production stops you to see how you and so are doing. Your heart immediately sinks, and your reports fall to the floor. You then have to tell the story for what seems like the 50th time that your relationship recently fell apart, oddly reminiscent to the papers that you are now having to pick up and reorganize that got scattered all over the office floor. Then it's time to drown your sorrows in a venti pumpkin spice latte, extra whip, as you anxiously await the barista to call your name, letting you finally exhale into the glorious first sip feeling. It's not your name that gets called, it's Brad's, or Becca's, or whatever your ex happens to be named. Once again, confirming that the universe is against you and will refuse to let you live your life in peace and harmony, just simply trying your best to forget your ex's existence. Instances like these are inevitable. They are bound to happen because, hey, life's cool like that. But putting the no contact rule in place will help you get through life's little funny tricks it enjoys playing on our hearts. The no contact rule is precisely what it sounds like. It's a period of time during which you intentionally cut off all communication with your ex. This means no calls, no texts, no random, oh hey, I just so happened to be in your neighborhood at midnight and decided to drop by. And no, wait for it, social media stalking. Now, that last one might sound like actual madness to some of you, but the truth is, if the relationship is over, like really, truly over, what in the world is the point of staying connected to your ex and their mom and all their siblings and their great aunt in Idaho? and all of his friends that were never your friends until you met them a couple of times via your ex. In my humble opinion, maintaining those connections are a way for you to hold on to hope and not fully live in the reality that things are over. It's also a way to try and perform for someone that no longer gets a vote in your life. If you're seeking validation from your ex by hoping that they heart your latest, just got done with hot yoga selfie, then there's a lot of attachment healing work that needs to be done. Also, when it's time to put yourself out there and meet someone new, the last thing you need are any ties to your ex, social media included. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Back to the no contact rule. The whole goal is to create the space and distance needed between you and your ex so that both of you can heal and gain perspective without the emotional turmoil of continuing to stay in contact. Now, obviously, there are breakups that happen where the no contact rule simply just can't apply. So, I'm not referring to relationships where there are shared children involved or shared finances involved. Side note, do yourself the biggest favor of a lifetime and don't ever be tied to anybody financially that you are not married to. But that's another podcast. For breakups that don't involve forever related ties that bind us, implementing the no contact rule really is one of the best ways you can heal from a breakup. Now, just like everything else in relationships that we've discussed on the attachment confessions thus far, how individuals handle no contact is dependent on their attachment style. Like I mentioned, those with a more anxious attachment are going to have a harder time, especially at the beginning phase of the breakup. Our avoidant friends will think it's the greatest thing to ever grace the human existence, and our fearful avoidance will ping pong back and forth between the two. But regardless of your attachment style, the no contact rule has proven to be incredibly effective. Attachment experts, as well as us normal folk who have put this rule in place, swear by its ability to provide clarity and promote healing post breakup. The no contact rule creates the space to acknowledge reality, mourn the loss of the relationship, and process your feelings without being clouded and confused by maintaining contact with your ex. It also allows the time needed to create space for something or someone new, when the time is right, of course. No contact can often lead to healthier outcomes for both partners affected by the split. It gives both individuals the time needed to fully process how they feel and reflect on the relationship without the distraction of communication. Now, let's dive a little deeper into the many ways that no contact works, according to attachment expert Thais Gibson. Reason number one: emotional healing. No contact provides a crucial space for emotional wounds to heal without the constant reminder of the past relationship. It allows partners to process their feelings, grieve the loss, and focus on their emotional needs instead of their partner's. Reason number two: self reflection. Self reflection is an important aspect of breaking up. Having the time to reflect on the relationship as it was, not as it should be, provides more scope. It allows you to objectively evaluate the relationship dynamics, identify patterns, and understand the reason for its end. Reason number three: it gives you perspective. Uncertainty and unresolved emotions often fuel anxiety, stress, and loneliness in the aftermath of a breakup. But when you take the partner out of it and have time for yourself, you can stop overanalyzing interactions, allowing you to focus on your life situation and your next steps. Reason number four: it breaks dependency. In a relationship, you might become dependent or even codependent on your partner or vice versa. This creates a situation that prolongs emotional dependency and hinders personal growth. But having the time for yourself lets you develop independence, self reliance, and resilience and become more focused on empowering yourself. Reason number five: it gives you a dose of reality. Think of no contact as a chance to detox from your ex partner. This gives you a dose of reality as you learn to see and understand what life is without them. It might seem cruel and hard initially, but it will help you figure out your current situation and what you need and want to do next. Reason number 6, self discovery. The period of no contact encourages self reflection and exploration. You'll be freed from the restrictions of the relationship with plenty of alone time for you to reconnect with yourself. You can rediscover your interests, passions, and values and envision a future independent of your former partner. It also allows you to prioritize self care, self compassion, self improvement, which all reaffirm your value, self esteem, and your worthiness. Reason number 7, it prevents regrettable actions. One of the benefits of no contact is that you avoid any potential regrettable actions, such as speaking to or getting intimate with your ex. It allows you to reinforce healthy boundaries and self respect while sending a clear message that certain behaviors or interactions are no longer available to them. It will empower you to prioritize your well being and cultivate relationships based on mutual respect and reciprocity. Reason number 8, it helps with closure. Closure is essential for moving forward after a breakup, and no contact provides the necessary space for both parties to process their emotions and reflect on the relationship, and also come to terms with its end on their own time. It allows you to reset any emotional attachments by gradually separating and moving away from the emotional intensity of the relationship. Reason number 9, it empowers independence. Dwelling on the past can impact your personal growth and hinder the pursuit of future opportunities. The no contact rule gives back your independence so you know what it's like to be and do what you want. This empowering process will encourage you to invest energy in self growth, new experiences, and meaningful connections. And finally, reason number 10, it defines your next relationship. Now that you know what went wrong, what unmet needs weren't met, what you need to do differently, and what deal breakers you have in place, you're able to define and establish your next relationship. You'll know what to do and what to expect, giving you greater clarity than ever before. And it all comes from the no contact rule. Those reasons sound awesome and empowering, right? Now, I get what some of you are thinking. Chels, that sounds great and all, but also sounds actually impossible for me. I've never done that with an ex. Trust me, I totally feel you. I've actually never done it either, until this most recent breakup. I'm happy and shocked to report that there has been zero, nada, none, no contact since we had our breakup convo. And remember, this relationship ending is the one that's been the hardest pill of them all to swallow. And I've still managed to hold true to the no contact rule. So, if I can do it, I have hope that you can too. Here are some surefire ways to make the no contact rule work for you. Thanks once again to Thais Gibson. First, know your goals. It helps to know what you want to gain from the no contact rule and what to do after it. Set some goals. They could be anything personal, like who you are, career wise, I want a promotion, or even what you need from your next relationship. Having a contact strategy will help you take huge leaps in your life. Second, set the rules. Sit down with your ex and be transparent with them about what you want with the no contact rule. It helps put both of you on the same path and idea while setting expectations. Now, some exes might not take this lightly, aka the anxious preoccupieds in the house, while others might fully embrace it, aka the avoidance. But having rules in the no contact phase will make it easier for both of you. Now, transparently, my most recent ex and I did not discuss this at all. He's a dismissive avoidant, so it goes without saying that this is more than likely his best case scenario. But as a fearful avoidant, it hasn't been easy on my end. I'm just of the mindset that since this relationship is over, there is no need to muddle in each other's lives. It would only make healing and moving on that much harder to stay quote unquote friends. Third, stick to your guns. The most important thing is to stick to the no contact rule, even when it feels so difficult, it's almost unbearable. There are moments you might crack or cave in. You are human after all. You can continue thriving by acknowledging that slip ups or lapses are common and not a sign of failure. You can also set new rules and recommit to your healing journey. Just keep reminding yourself why you implemented it in the first place. Fourth, focus on yourself. You probably have lots of free time now, so why not use the time and energy to focus on yourself and your personal growth? Just remember to always focus on your goals to keep you motivated. And last, connect with others. Don't be afraid to reach out to friends and family for support during this challenging time. Surrounding yourself with positive influences and having a supportive network can make all the difference in navigating the ups and downs of the no contact rule. Guys, the no contact rule really does work effectively as long as you do it correctly. That means knowing your goals, setting and following the rules, sticking to your guns, and focusing on you. It allows for emotional healing, self reflection, removal of dependency, a new dose of perspective and reality, and helps with finally finding closure. It's not going to be easy, but hey, hardly anything in life that's worth it is easy. All I know is that if I can do it, you can too. And you'll be better off because of it when breakup healing nirvana is finally reached. Alrighty, guys, that wraps up today's episode. Maybe you have an impending breakup you've been avoiding. Maybe you're in the brutal trenches of a breakup as we speak. Hopefully, this episode gave you a helpful strategy for how to handle things, along with some hope that you're going to pull through, just like I am. Or maybe someone you know and love is navigating the rough waters of a breakup right now. Share this episode with them. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the 5 stars. Also, give the Attachment Confessions a follow on Instagram. While you're there, you may as well click on follow on all your exes too. Wink, wink. Okay, I'm done preaching for today. I'll see you guys same time, same place next Wednesday. Love you all. Bye.